was from my most recent trip to Atlanta, where I got to tour the brand new Brave Stadium. Shout out to our tour guide, Dave, for hooking it up with an amazing tour. He knew absolutely everything there is to know about that place and the Braves organization. I mean, seriously, if you want to go get a tour, holler at my boy Dave. He's gonna hook it up. So everything you saw in those Brave shots was filmed with my GoPro Hero 7 Black. And what I want to do today is break this thing down piece by piece and then reassemble it into this ultimate GoPro rig, so you know exactly what you need to build your very own ultimate GoPro rig. And then also I'll show you a couple settings that I changed with the GoPro to get better footage.
So obviously we need a GoPro. I've got the GoPro Hero 7 Black here, and I'm gonna take off the side access door. Don't lose it though, you may wanna put that back sometime later. Next up, we've got the small rig cage for the GoPro. I really like this cage. It's got 1/4 mounts on the side, the flip up back access panel, thumb screws, cold shoe on top, and the filter mount on the front. Next up, we've got the housing for the mic adapter that you're gonna have to use an external mic with your GoPro. This one's made out of aluminum and screws to the bottom of the cage. And here's that mic adapter you have to use. It's just way overpriced for what it is, but you have to have it. Next up is the Manfrotto Dovetail Quick Release Plate. This thing is awesome. The plate screws into the bottom of the mic adapter housing, and then you just clip it right into the base. It'll make more sense later. Here is the battery and grip that I'm using with my rig. It is the Ulanzi BG2. I can't remember what the milliamps is on this battery, but it's the equivalent of either 4 or 5 GoPro batteries, and that just lets you film all day long. So underneath the battery, I needed some feet, so I went with the Ulanzi mini tripod with a 1/4 thread right there on the top, and it screws right into the battery. Next up, we've got an Ulanzi. Yes, another Ulanzi. They make a lot of good accessories for GoPros. This is a cold shoe adapter, and what that does is it takes your microphone, which is right here, the Rode Micro, and it takes it up and out of your frame of the GoPro. And of course, you gotta have a dead cat for that mic. To connect the battery to the GoPro, you need a USB-A to USB-C, and I went with a pretty short one. I've got a variable ND filter on this rig, and think of that as sunglasses for your GoPro, and it screws directly onto the cage. Also a flat washer, and that'll make more sense in a minute.
With all my parts laid out here on my desk, I'm gonna reassemble my ultimate GoPro rig, and then I'll show you a couple settings I tweak in the GoPro itself to give me better looking footage and not just regular old action cam footage.
All right, it's assembly time. I'm gonna start with the battery and the tripod feet that goes right on the bottom. I'm gonna grab that washer I mentioned a second ago, and it goes in between the battery and the quick connector base. The reason for that is so that the USB ports line up on the sides of the GoPro and the battery, and I'll show you that here at the end. Now I'm just screwing in the 2 screws that come with the mic adapter housing to the bottom of the cage. Now I can put the GoPro into the cage and tighten the thumb screws, and that'll keep everything secure. Next, I'm gonna add the mic adapter into the housing, and I'm actually putting this in backwards, and it's purely for aesthetic reasons. I don't like that label that's on the housing, and I wanted it to be on the back side. Next up is the cold shoe adapter, and this is literally only raising the microphone up out of the frame so that the dead cat isn't in your shot. Now I can attach the dovetail plate to the bottom of the adapter housing. And with that tight, I can then clip it right into the base. The ND filter screws directly into the cage, and it is perfect fit. Add the dead cat to the microphone and push it on there all the way. Connect your USB cable and you are all set.
So that is my GoPro rig fully assembled. I'll have all of these parts and pieces listed in the description below so you can go pick them up for yourself and build yourself the ultimate rig. This is a great rig for traveling, for shooting out in public, for vlogging. It's not too big, but it packs a big punch. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I've got a couple tips for you to get better footage out of your GoPro. Let's jump into the menu.
The first thing you want to do is jump into the video settings and turn on Pro Tune. That's going to unlock all of our manual settings. Then you're going to want to jump into the EV comp and put it down to -0.5. That's going to save our highlights. Next, you want to jump into the ISO min and set it at 100. And then jump into the ISO max and set it at 400. These are just 3 simple settings to get you started. If you want to go more in depth, hit that iCard up in the top right corner.
So that's it for my ultimate GoPro rig. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until the next one, go film something awesome. I'm gonna need this.